Yes, sir. But you're tuning into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, episode 306. You're dialed in right now, rocking out with the best duo in hip hop right now. Earlier today, SamAnt, you text me and you was like, yo, Mase is going in on Diddy. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, man, we're leaving the studio. I jump on IG real quick before I pull out, and I see that Mase has something to say in regards to Diddy's Grammy speech. Now, we had Sauce Money. He was talking about Diddy and not being happy about that and saying that, hey, man, you on the top time clock too. You on the clock too. If the Grammy's on the clock, you and Hov on the clock. Mase has some shit to say too. Now, Mase is obviously probably Diddy's highest grossing artist alive of all time. Mm-hmm. He has some things to say. He said, Diddy, I heard your Grammy speech about how you are now for the artist and about how the artist must take back control. So I will be the first one to take that initiative. Also, before we ask of other ethnicities to do us right, we should do us as Black people better, especially as creators. I heard you loud and clear when you said that you are now for the artist. And to that, my response is, if you want to see change, you can make a change today by starting with yourself. Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starved your artists and have been extremely unfair to the very same artists that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the Icon Bad Boy label. For example, you still got my publishing from 24 years ago in which you gave me $20,000, $20,000, which makes me never want to work with you as an artist. Wouldn't after you know someone is robbing you and tarnishing your name when you don't want to comply with his horrendous business model. He goes on to say, however, people would always ask what's up with Mase. So I would be forced to still perform, to not look crazy when I was getting peanuts, and the robbery would continue. So many great moments and people, lives and music were lost. But again, I roll with you in the face of death without flinching. And if you still wouldn't do right, I would never say anything because I wanted to wait until I was financially great so I could be ensured that I was addressing this from a pure place and not out of spite. To add insult, you keep screaming Black excellence and love, but I know love isn't free. Oh God, this piece right here is pretty crazy. He said, I offered you $2 million in cash just a few days ago to sell back my publishing as the biggest artist alive, that you always show you respect for giving me an opportunity at 19 years old. Your response was, if I could match that European guy's offer, him that he would be the only way he got his publishing back. That being, if he bought what this European dude is doing to own it, that's the only way he'd get it back. Or else I can wait until I'm 50 years old and it will revert back to me from when I was 19 years old. You bought it from a $20,000 and I offered you $2 million in cash. This is not Black excellence at all. Our own race is enslaving us. When our own race is enslaving, If it's all about us owning, it can't be about us owning each other. No more hiding behind quote unquote love. You changed. Give the artists back their money so they can take care of their families. He edited this a few times. Oh God, I read word for word. That's why I was slowing down to make sure he was going in. Ouch. What do you think?
This one, this stings. You know, this is woo. That's all I gotta say first. I gotta get that out. Whoa, because it's like we heard Sauce Money come out and people saying, "Oh, he's bitter."
It's a little different. Sauce Money.
That, and the third. Yeah, this is a little different. This is, and that's why I asked you, Sam, man. I was like, "Yo, this is the speech that maybe Jay-Z should have said because he didn't have that trail of artists that he stole from, like Diddy. Let's just call it what it allegedly stole from. But you have all these artists in a row. We can go down the list. We did it the other day that he dealt with Bad Boy that have horror stories of them not getting their just due, man. And when he made that speech, it was so eloquent. It almost looked like he was reading off a teleprompter. I mean, it was perfect, but people started coming out like, well, oh, dog, you owe me money. Oh, no, you only give me $20,000 for my publishing, this, that, and the third. He's going to have to answer to this, man. And this is why it's almost like another situation. Like the people that's putting this message out, once you want to stand in a place, now people are going to scrutinize you. So now did you want to step in there and say, oh, we need to do this and take the control? Oh, you ripped us off. How could you stand in this seat?
That's why it's a little unsettling what's going on, because I don't know what to believe. And that's why I can't wait to look people in the face to kind of get a genuine and true vibe, because
you don't believe Diddy ripped them off?
I don't know if I'm gonna have to say this. I don't know if the leading black artists in music are fulfilling an agenda or really looking out for other black artists. Because when you look at the situation, they're promoting it. It's great to hear. It's out there in the front. He's doing it in the middle of the Grammys and all of this. But you look at his track record and his dog. Now we see Meek Mill, we see Jay-Z over at Rock Nation. We see what Meek Mill had to say.
Yeah.
And I love Meek Mill. But if this is in fact what I'm kind of leaning toward, he has to fall in this umbrella too. And hopefully it's not. We will see what happens. And we want to hear some proper understanding, because we're ignorant to certain things and what exactly Rock Nation and the Dream Chasers can do that other labels and other record labels cannot do, and how they won't take from the artist like artists and labels in the past. And then we got to get on, and we've seen this throughout history. We've talked about this throughout the podcast. We were talking about it on the podcast yesterday and earlier today on the Uncensored Truth. And that's people manipulating the black emotion. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And once they hear black and they know that's a certain trigger to us, and we're so prideful and we're so loving that we're so easily manipulated. All of us. Some of us get it faster than others. Some of us don't get it at all. And the ones that get it first are often called all kind of names by the ones that look just like them. But you got to look at the paper trail. And once you start saying we got to be with each other and do this and do that, all that sounds so prideful and does good. But if you ain't really walking what you talking,
right, then people got to call you out on it. Yeah, people have to call you out on it, and it's totally fair game. And I think that Diddy needs to bring paperwork, bring receipts, as they say, and answer this allegation now, because one of your, like you said, top artists that ever came out of Bad Boy, one of them, and we can argue and throw them up in the air and all that, alive, I should say, that came out of Bad Boy, is now putting you on blast and you ripped him off cold. But we kind of knew this, though.
We did know it.
We knew this about, that's why when we did the commentary about, we said it. If people go back and rewind it, we said, who's Diddy to be talking? And that's why I was like, Jay-Z probably was better, equipped to make this statement, because people are going to be coming at Diddy. Every time you put a video, I know when I put a video up on Diddy, you got people saying, his karma's coming back to him, the Grim Reaper's coming back. And it's not, they're not doing it because of hate. They're doing it because of the trail of artists that Diddy allegedly left behind, that he didn't give them their just due. But again, I would have to say the onus is on the artist as well. You got to know, you can't rely on somebody else to do your paperwork, to know what you're supposed to be getting. You have to know coming in. That's why it's important now. We say always stay independent, but if you do get in these type of situations, you got to know what you're reading. You got to know what you're going to get back. You got to know that what you're worth and not be selling out to these record labels. And unfortunately, allegedly Diddy and other execs took advantage of people who just didn't know.
I think a top music execs, I think of the top three, and outside of Master P, I think say four, but I think of Dre, I think of Hove, I think of Diddy, and you don't really see these brothers doing too many interviews. You don't see them talking too much. What does that say to you? Master P is very transparent, and that's what I love about
the names
him.
Again. You said Diddy, Dre, and who? Jay?
Hove, yeah. Does that say anything to you? Does that give you just a little bit of a speculation that they may have something to hide and they don't want to? What does it say? I don't know.
I'll definitely would say this, and we've seen it with people calling out people like Birdman, Diddy, and a whole bunch of other execs. They ain't the only ones, but people have these stories, about them, again, not, I was supposed to get this and I never got this, or this dude only gave me like 5,000, but he made 5 million. And we see situations like that all the time because people don't have their business, in order. But as far as them, not speaking, I wouldn't say I know where you're going with that, but are you saying, I'll flip back on you, like they're not really, don't want to speak too much because they've done so much, harm and wrong to artists they dealt with?
Not at all. Because I genuinely wanted an answer, because on the flip side, Jay-Z's a billionaire and the other two brothers are close to being billionaires. So I look at it in almost an admiration and a respect to, like, okay, is this a part of the process and why you're so successful? You keep everything in house, everything to yourself, motivated. So I kind of wanted to just get a vibe of what you were thinking of that, or if you thought anything at all.
I think that could be an aspect, of it, but we look at mainly the business deals that they done, you know, like Dre with Beat, Jay-Z with Live Nation and different things like that, Tidal. We see exactly, you know, what they focus their time into. They're not really focusing their time into the media aspect, running around talking, doing interviews. A lot of them ain't even doing music no more, but they're focusing in on these Diddy, Ciroc, and whatnot. And I think they're making their money and staying quiet. So yeah, I would definitely say, you know, that could definitely be attributed to that, because you see these guys, they may have like 1 or 2 interviews every, you know, 4 or 5 years, and when he does it, it's like the biggest thing ever, especially Jay-Z.
Yeah, I respect it. I do. I don't know. Y'all leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what y'all think of that conversation and what kind of side y'all leaning on, or if I'm just talking shit. I don't know. Y'all let me know.
So what do you think? What happens with Diddy from here? Do you think he answers? What do you think happens from here with Diddy?
I think he'll go on another emotional rant about love and positivity and spreading love, and he won't address it.
Wow.
And if he does, we're damn sure gonna be talking about it. Maybe this weekend, because we'll be on set.
Yeah, always, every day, 7 days a week, man. But yeah, you know,